DrGrekenstein, ready to roll. Who it is, I can't say for sure. Rating is 2886. That is a Magnus OTB FIDE Blitz rating. Has played 0 games. Game number 1 coming up right now. Let's click here. Is he in a game? Is he in a game? Alright, tell you what. Let me go to different player until we figure out something. Alright, we gotta see some chess instead of staring at that. Maybe in a few minutes we'll have a... We'll watch the mystery GM. Right now it's not a mystery who I'm watching. Vladimirovich 9000, who finished 3rd in the last Blitz Titled Arena. Dmitry Andrakin, 2835 against Watneg, who's, I think, competes in nearly every titled event. Bullet, Blitz, doesn't matter. He always gives Carlsen a run for his money. I'm actually reminded of some 960 games where Watneg had Carlsen's king running around, running for his life. Okay, what's going on here? How's this tension going to resolve in the center? Some care is needed over this square. Rook to d1, chop, chop. Excuse me. And d3 would be covered. This bishop's unprotected. You can still take with the knight. The knight is defending here, so structure-wise, nothing exciting on the king's side. This is still kind of scary, that d3 square. Oh, someone's saying that DrGrekenstein is in a game. Oh, okay. After this one, though, I'm not going to cut away from this. All right, that's cool. Just a little delay there. Being a little sneaky guy. You don't want too many tracking you? I will track you. Can't duck me. I will hunt you down. If it is even Magnus at all. And let's see how this one finishes. Somewhat dry, I would say. No weaknesses for either side that I see. A knight endgame. Yeah. No great difference in the clocks. No imbalances to really speak of here. Boxing out the knight. No knight c5. Maybe a draw offer is nearby. This might already be the draw offer, really. Yeah. Here, and you could just sit. You can move the king back and forth here. I'm expecting a draw offer soon. I mean, just get on. Maybe they repeat right here and get on with it. Yeah, they're prepared for game 2. And I'm prepared to track somebody else. Where are you at? Doctor. Is this even him? Doctor. What's the name again? Get over here. You can't hide. Okay, is this still his first game? Gonna find out. How'd it go? Oh, come on now. Look at this. The sneaky king f2. f3 king f2. Okay. This actually does feel like, you know, something Magnus would do. A new account. Just having some fun here, right? Because recently he did a double bomb cloud thing with Nakamura. You know, now he's going with some f3 king f2 for what? Maybe all games? Yeah. He's just maybe flexing his World Chess Championship muscles. No longer a mystery, someone's saying in the chat. f3 king f2 gave it all away. Oh. Oh, it is Magnus because he's streaming. There you go. Okay. That does it. He's in there. Isn't Top to Steal going on right now? No. All right, let's see. Let's see about this game here. Like, can the NM get him? He's back nearly a minute. How are things looking here? Whoa. Okay, no. Carlsen is down the exchange, but this pawn. He's got an extra pawn, right? 4, 5, 6. He's got a pawn for being down the exchange. A cozy king, actually. Now, if this knight moves, this is a possibility. But this guy doesn't have to move. It's one of white's better pieces. Can we land a fork here? Knight c7, is there something more direct here? Goes straight in for the material. Okay. And what's the story here? I guess this is a little bit inconvenient. Okay, oh no, b4 couldn't have been captured because this rook was still hanging. So now white is simply up a pawn. What to do? What to do? Oh, now you have to take... Alright. I don't know, for some reason I was thinking you have to take like this. Why would I be thinking that? Or maybe it was you couldn't take like this because you would drop the piece on e6. Okay, this is not even going to end. It's a minute 4 to 5 seconds. It's just not happening. It's a little flash there to not split up the pawns. Forkaroni, f6. Yeah, okay. Clock. All right, that one's over. Okay, where do I want to be? Here. And here. Okay, game number 2. Is he going to pull this stuff again? No. So... Okay. Wow. Wow. Look at this. Okay, so he's saying, I'm cool with being down a couple tempi, and it's no problem that I have, that I no longer have the option to castle. All right. Let's see if you can pull this off against the bigger dogs. Right now, it feels like it really shouldn't be too much of a problem. Black is, after all, up a pawn. Snipped that e4 pawn when there was a pin. So, ideally, black wants to keep pawns on dark squares to combat this guy, to coordinate well with the remaining bishop. Although this last move makes me think maybe there's b5 on the cards at some point. Where's the cozy home for the king? You know, you play this guy's eyes light right up. 2 gaps. Yeah, so maybe simply giving a pawn away to open up the rook, maybe a step away from exchanging this bishop. This maybe starts to become more likely. Oh, you know what it is? This is the big idea. He says, with this idea, b5, I want the d5 square. He peeled away the c pawn from d5, and now this is a hole. And every one of black's minor pieces is excited about that square. Everyone. As soon as the queens are off, the king will feel comfortable here, and then this rook can finally get in the ball game. Although, maybe, well, that might feel a little bit weird because the rook is opposite. I don't know. And with the queens off, I think maybe you look a little bit more closely at the h5 move without fear of getting killed. Anyhow, seems to be rock solid for black. How do you get rid of this monster? h5 is in. No fear. It's just one piece staring at the king. Not really a great way for white to coordinate more. This rook might simply go hunting. So that's how he activated the rook. Right? No No, oh, h6. I put my king here and I come out over here. No, no, no. h5. And in a flash, the rook is maybe one of the better pieces in the position. Although this knight might have something to say. Okay. I like this position a real lot for black. Clock is looking pretty sweet as well. Magnus complaining that he can't castle. Is that true? I'm seeing in the Twitch chat there. DBass93 is pointing that out. Okay, queen exchange. It is balanced material, but everything. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, so slick. Look at that. Forkaroni. Deflection. The queen is toast. What a shot. Look at that. Rook up over. Boom. Rook takes f2. Okay. GG. And where are we at here? He's not in the game yet. He's in the game now, and he's ranked 65. 574 in here. What do we have in store with this game? How is he going to mix it up? f3, king f2 again. He's going to go without castling in every game. Is he going to berserk any? A lot of unknowns. Maybe he's not going to move at all. You just lost on time and went down 111 rating points. What's that about? Okay. Somebody fill me in. Is he having connection issues? His stream also crashed. Okay. Dude in the chat says that FM is going to be bragging about the time he beat Carlsen, right? Okay. Carlsen is having some internet issues, so what do I do when Carlsen has internet issues? I go to somebody else real quick. This isn't very quick. Okay, the Gray Parrot. This is also Mysterious GM. Let's flip it. I don't believe it is known who the Gray Parrot is. I think the Gray Parrot has won a Blitz Titled Arena before. He's back. He's back. This is happening soon. All right. Oh, what's that about? Okay. Who knows? All right, let's track Magnus again. Apparently he's back up and running. A rocky start here, gotta say. Doctor, I'm so used to typing an N next. What's the name? Doctor, what's his name again? Yes, a G. Okay. Man. Grekenstein. Okay. Now you're in 127th. Can he fight back? I think so. All right, how'd this one go? Real quick. Oh, look at the fanciness. Okay, so he's sticking with this I don't need to castle theme. Fine. So far, the only thing that stopped him was his internet. Comcast Gambit Land, maybe. No. Who knows? All right, how's he getting this king out and about? Balanced material, a super knight, a strong center. What do we do here? We get the dark square bishops off, yeah? Bishop f6. Now there's a cozy home for the king. This knight will have to go back. Yeah, okay. I think this is fine for black. If king here right away, maybe this. Okay, that's a slightly annoying move. I think you want to play h6 here. You need to get access to this f6 square. I think white is reacting in what must be the correct way. King is uncastled. Let's try to rip open the center. Doesn't have great coordination. This knight is still sitting home. The center is collapsing. If this pawn can move, this knight and bishop are going to be super excited about the d5 square. Who knows? Maybe the f6 square next, the knight. Although I don't expect this pawn to live for much longer. So the f6 square will be available to black shortly, I believe. What is white considering here? Back about 20 seconds on the clock, now opposite the king. Knight takes g6 as a threat. Pinaroni's on the f-file. Okay, he's out of the pin. The king is a little more cozy here. Mate one threat. How do we defend this? A rook. Allocate the rook. If you went with the queen, you're asking for this d6 advance with tempo, so usually a wise choice to, not devote your queen to this babysitter mode. The rook is maybe the more efficient defender. Okay. Oh, he's okay with the discovery. Chop, chop, knight here, queen here, blocks. And, chop, chop, knight g4. There's also f6. The knight really isn't striking at anything from g4. Okay, he's going for this. With what as a follow-up knight here? That would get the exchange back. But position is simplifying some. This pawn is passed. Oh, no f6? Why wasn't f6 played? Not sure of that. Yeah, I'm not sure why f6 wouldn't have been played there. Okay, black is up the exchange here. It's under 20 seconds. Let's not forget how this game began, right? He's mixing it up slightly, but so far every game has been, I don't care about castling. I don't need to. Flush the queen away. Oh, that's slick. Nice interference tactic. Rook e4. Now you're getting this back. He is up a bishop. And 50 seconds on the clock. No increment. 3-0. The only thing that could save white is an internet crash. Okay, it's not happening. Carlsen takes that one and is immediately paired up with Mr. Shirazi. Kamran Shirazi, international master. Oh, look at this character. E5, king e7. Okay. A whole tournament like this? What do you think? How do you think Carlsen's going to finish if he keeps this up with every game? How well can he do? I see your comment, Tessie Ryan. Thank you. All right. Doesn't feel like it's all that bad for black. This pawn would scare me some. Getting that f5, dislodge the knight. Good jump here, you have enough support. He's still pushing through with f5. Wants to get at the king. h2 falls, though. Ooh. Was that a little too greedy there, Magnus? What's the follow-up? He's going to take that. Okay, can black work some magic with the queen and rook if we have this sequence? Why is he not going for that? I'm not sure what the refutation would be exactly. Maybe this quick coordination on h2 would have been tough to defend. Yeah. Whew. Look at this spectator. Look at this guy. They're all sitting home. Uh-oh. Discovery is nearby. I don't know that there's a great discovery, but some bishop move with check. King's out of that. The imbalance is knight versus bishop. That's it. Knight is pinned. All right, dark square bishops. Exchanged. Check first. Feels like it's a little bit annoying there. Got two options. Where do you go? This feels weird because you're blocking the rook, but also this feels weird because your knight is still in a pin. All right, another check. Now at least with the king. Okay, maybe he's going to go here. No. Oh, bishop here. No, that doesn't work. What am I talking about? That's how he's getting the piece back. So slick. Okay, the queens could have been forced off right away if there was any fear of king being killed. Queen captures on g4 was there. He's keeping the knight around. He's saying your king is more vulnerable than mine. I think he's right. Take with the king? No, it's taking with the rook. King h7? Where do we go? Knight e5 is a move as well. Offers a queen exchange. No, he's going to find a square for the king now. If the king goes here, maybe that's annoying. Probably not a good idea to invite the rook to the 7th rank with check. All right, so queen exchange. Endgame now, much more simplified. Stopping knight to b5, under a minute. Feels even. If anything, I think that white is maybe objectively better until the that fork was on board. Now this will be converted without any problems. Time is not an issue. Yeah, this is toast. More to say. There will be a passed pawn soon. The king will occupy a huge outpost on e5, sneak on in, gobble up some more pawns. Should I resign or not? Says no. Yeah. He's not even gonna let him take one of them. King takes pawn, rook takes knight. Keep it super simple. Take here. The king move, you push the pawn right away. This knight might get trapped. Really should resign. But no, maybe he just wants to play it out to the very end. First time playing against the master, the champ. Okay. He resigned at this point. A move shy of promotion. So where are we at? He's in another game. He's in 96th. Who's in first? MSB2. Seems to be doing an all-out berserk. Carlsen doing an all-out uncastled. Come get me. I dare ya. He just peeks his head out the window real quick and then puts it back in. Hey, how you doing, guys? Okay. Back I go. How's the weather out there? How's the weather out there variation? Just for a brief second. Okay. The king's going to be fine here. Right? Because the queens are off. This is already an advantage for white. I feel how we get here. This is 8 moves in. Why does white already have an advantage? I might be exaggerating a little bit. Oh, that's a mouse slip. I'm pretty sure Queen D4 was a slipper. Oh, that internet crashing, and now his mouse is... what's happening with his mouse? All right. All right, down he goes. So far, the only things that have stopped Carlsen are his internet crashing and his mouse slipping. Set back now to 118th place. Over 600 now, entered. Okay, what's the story here? He's doing one of these. Oh, man, the old switcheroo. All right. Hitting him with the switcheroo. Wouldn't have been funny if somehow Black was able to like do a fool's like mate on the queen when this pawn was back here. Normally with these guys up, right, bishop h4 would be a checkmate, not with the switcheroo there. All right, so light square bishops off. This is a rock solid center. 2 guardian knights. Yeah, this is reinforced really well. Knight f4, you don't want that knight sitting there for too long, do you? Cancel it out. No, he's chopping first and moving in the center with this guy. This guy, right? So that this bishop sees this square. What else is he considering? Ah, he wants a queen exchange. Okay. Queen is too beefy there in the center. Wants to challenge. Probably the best piece for Black, so I understand. Careful now. This is a threat. D3 would collapse. Is he winning this? No, excuse me. D3 wouldn't collapse. That knight on f2 is pretty good. Swipe this pawn. Nope. Placing an emphasis on simple development. Bishop e3, king c2, rook to d1 all come to mind. Bishop does a good job of controlling the knight. This guy could be kicked away. b5 is maybe nearby. This can be a move? Yeah. He's prepping a g6 push. Now if Black plays g6 himself, then a knight will be super excited about getting to e4, focusing on the f6 hole. All right, we don't have g6. We do have white up a pawn, though. Yeah, this is good for white. The fact that the king is still in the center is no problem. Most natural move coming up, king c2. Is he calculating this stuff? He might be. Yeah, that's what he's calculating. Chop, chop, chop. I guess it's not quite there after this. Yeah, maybe if this square wasn't covered with the knight, because there are these follow-up attraction sacrifices with queen g1, maybe into g7, but it's not quite there. Okay, what about, is it there one move later? Would have to be captured. This fork. Wait, what? Wouldn't that move have been there actually? Because there's a queen h6 move. Oh no, it would have been, yeah, not king f8. King h7 would have been played in that variation, stopping queen h6. Yeah, king f8 wouldn't have been the move with that sequence. Okay, he's clearly gearing up for this knight f6 move. Okay, I was thinking he was going to double up. He's under a minute now. All right, pesky knight. You have to go a little bit defensive here. I don't think this trick is working anymore, although, is he still trying something here? No. I imagine a lot of the calculation there, those pauses were him looking at the knight f6 jump. a2, defended now. That's a hole, but the queen really shouldn't be too annoying on b3. A bishop on b3 would be probably one of the most annoying. Renews all sorts of back rank mates. Clock is starting to be a bit of an issue. How's this guy's bullet rating? 2655? Yeah. That's a fork. That's a fork. No counterattack against this unprotected rook, so let us see. The queens are off. That makes life a lot more simple. And now the wheels are in motion. Ah, look how slick that move was right there. Right? He waited for that pawn to move, and then he went here so that he didn't maybe have to see the knight go to f4. All right. Sure, there's plenty of ways to have done it, but this was his choice. The pawns are pushing right on through. He gets the W and a quick pairing. How are the standings here? 27, 24, 23. Carlsen, what are you going to come up with now? You're in 111th. He's going with f6, king f7 this time around. All games so far, no castling. Let's see. Bishop on b7. Pawn on e5. Knight ready to be scared away. h5. Normally you would consider this move, but maybe e5 is then played. I'm not sure how to approach this as black. It's unclear. This is a nice group of pawns. White has very good pieces. Guess the queen is going to hang out here. Maybe e5? No. Okay, g5. White doesn't take. Doesn't want this file to open up. Okay. So black has grabbed a little space on the king side. Knight f3 would drop this pawn. I don't know how great this piece is. Knight on b3. Not sure what kind of break we're going to see here. Okay, e5. Trying to maybe grant the knight access to the c5 square. You really don't want to take here. This would open up all sorts of lines. Yeah, I think white is playing this well. At f5 square. If you get these guys exchanged, a knight on g4 should be pretty good. Is he just gonna hunt down this pawn? Just out of nowhere? You know what? You can't play b3. Okay, he is going in for the pawn grab now. I will open up this diagonal for your bishop and give your major pieces a little bit more sight along the e-file, but I have a pawn in my pocket. All right. Right now, this bishop is ready to be crunched. Out of squares after c6. Nope, nope. Nope. So what do we do here? Can you spare a square? Can you just chop away here and give this pawn back? This knight is very bad. No good forward moves. Okay, he chops once and says, now I have the b file and a square in case of c6. Got it. All right, this is the right idea. I think that would have been a bad idea to release the pressure on d6. The knight on c4, a white pawn on c5 do a good way of putting pressure on the black center. It's pulling away from the center. This is maybe a bit more vulnerable now. Let's see. White's now targeting c5. Wants the knight here to defend, but we can get that pawn right back, and white should simply be the better side. This knight is a really, really good piece. Get this guy doing something. Are there any tricks with this? Unprotected bishop. He's ready to maybe grab that pawn now that the queen isn't around defending. Defending c7, maybe going to win the other rook pawn. He took the a pawn, I was going to take the h pawn. I have to be careful setting this stuff up. Discovered attack against the rook. He's out of that. Super knight. Okay, back rank issues. How do you get these guys? How do you coordinate? Tall pawn right here on g7. Ooh. Black is up a pawn, but yeah, the white pieces are very menacing. Okay, check, I guess. He's ready to simply step up with the king. Wants some exchanges. Knight takes knight, bishop takes bishop. Okay, clocks. Not on white side now. Also, he's threatening a fork. Ooh. Okay, I think he's untangling with this last move. Seems like it. White is in the tank. Yeah, now we're going to have a pair of rooks exchanged. So white doesn't lose any material there. Yeah, he's out of the woods. Oh, back rank mates. Okay. I don't know how he does it, but he did it. Okay. What place is he in here? Doctor. I still don't know his name. Grekenstein. What place? How many points does he have? 12. We see the place here, 107. He has 12 points. First is at 31. Whew. Okay, this is still a long event. Maybe just the first hour he's doing this fancy stuff. I don't know. All right, at the beginning here. Yep, no castling for me. It should be fine for black. The tempi lost here shouldn't really be a big deal. This is something you may even do, you know, when you're not messing around, you know, in reply to, let's say, a queen g4 move. When you go for this Winoir variation, you give up your dark square bishop. You have to take extra care over your dark squares. If there's some variation with queen g4 applying pressure on g7, normally you wouldn't want to play this because of these moves. Instead, you step over to defend with your king. Okay. Anyhow, let's see. Yeah, these dark squares, it's a little bit trickier to get at them with the bishop. Now that this pawn is on f4, g4 is stopping knight to f5. There was a positional threat there. Maybe I should go back. h5 was threatening to clamp down on this structure, and then the knight will be super glued into the f5 square. Good luck trying to get rid of a knight on f5 if we get that clamp in h5 to restrict the g2 pawn. Excuse me, h4. So right now, a good knight on h5. The queen is free along this diagonal. In case that knight moves, the queen might pounce. Where are we going tonight? Oh, is this not a move? I guess you have to calculate this. This move is nearby for sure. Okay, I learned a little something right there. He's capturing and saying, you know what? I don't have the time to afford. I don't have the time to play c4 because this is hitting really, really fast. I want a square for my knight. That's what this move says to me. My second rank knight, not a fan of a second rank knight. So c5 is available. This is annoying. Really, really, really tough move to me. Could be a thorn, maybe could capture and open up the f-file on white's terms. Okay, first it is knight c6. Within checking distance now, be very careful, white. More tempo, more tempi. Queen takes pawn, that's poison. Don't do it. Don't you dare. Okay, the queen has drifted. Yeah, I'm not as fearful here for the black king now that the queen is over here. These knights have really improved their posts. So now I'm gonna have something over here on the king side. What is it? This move comes to mind just to get the queens off. Yeah. And he's up a pawn. And he's gonna get this pawn back. Insert this check first and then take here? No. Okay, so what's the story? Okay. He's gonna... After all this, even though the queens are off, it may be black who is soon going on the offensive. Right? I mean, we got 2 knights, 2 rooks. Okay. It started to feel like to me there may be some mating threats nearby. Maybe we should stop looking at the position, huh? 38 seconds left for white. It's balanced material, strong knight. This knight's in a pin. Black king has to be a little bit careful. He may look to simply take out the knight and then take these 2 pawns out. It's not a good idea right now. There's no guarantee you get that second pawn, but something like that may be nearby, especially with the clocks. Might make life a little bit easier. For black. Less fear. What a fighter. There is a check and you have to... No, you don't have to go back. You could walk a tightrope, maybe. Opening up a check along the 4th rank. Go there, I dare you. It's not with check. I'll hit you with a fork. Maybe takes now. And then here, exchange rooks, gobble up these pawns. Okay, this is game over. Check. Okay, that's a good way to swipe the pawns. 13 seconds to 32. Pushes on away. That's a free knight. Okay, no time in the tank. Resigner. A resigner. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? Ziri Chess is playing there. Mamad Yarab. Is he in a game yet? He's not in a game. All right, top is 37. MSB2 is officially going 100% berserk. Okay, Eddie Marsala. Eddie Marsala. If he does this uncastled stuff with you, get him. He's doing it to you too. All right. Let's see. Did Grekenstein join late? Yeah, maybe just a minute or 2. Nothing substantial. All right, so this is some hedgehog setup for white. A hint of aggression here with b4. White cannot castle. No problem. Any pawn move in the center by black, white is ready to react and keep it closed. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. This is a nice pivot square for a knight at some point. How should black play? Principled. Throw rook in the center. And say, what are you doing to improve your position? No. G5. May have to clear the way for this pawn to move. Look at these guys are same story. Everything could be met with you could lock it up, or there may be a reason to not lock it up. This is a big square, so you could close it, but then you don't have access to this square with any of your pieces. So, what's the story here with knight to a5? Did he's okay with that? Oh, so sneaky. What a sneaky guy. What a sneaky guy. Yeah, I didn't see that one either, Eddie Marsala. We got forks. We got the forks, man. Just duck. Duck with the queen. Okay. Oh. Oh. Sneaky. Check. Take the bishop. Carlsen missed that one. Bishop takes b4. Okay. Black is up 3 pawns. That was a nice shot. Good eye by black. Is this pawn going to be hunted? I'm going to give this one to Carlsen, even though he's down a couple of pawns. This knight is nice, and the clock is also very nice as well. He's going to find shelter on h2 or snip the a pawn. He's only down a pawn now. Wow. Wow. He's not down any pawns now. He was just down 3 pawns. How is it that he's down no pawns now? That knight's not budging. Queen can't go too far. Rook takes c6. Maybe nearby. Pile up on that, but g4, no problems. What are we doing about this? How to defend? First g4. Are there any brute force moves? Not seeing it. Oh, that's an interesting one as well. Whew. Bishop c7. Slick. Was this getting a little too fancy? Wow. Okay, what's the follow-up here? Here we get that. Mate and 2, if rook there. You have to take the... yeah, I think you have to take the bishop. Something else? He's backing up and saying, oh, you still can't take my knight. Okay. That works. Oh. Okay. Rook takes. There's a double attack on the queen and the rook. Weird sequence, but seems like black comes out ahead with that variation if you initiate the exchange. Okay, so knight c2. Queen has to move now. Yes. Look at the knight. There to defend the rook. And now it's all too easy. We got a passed pawn. Oh, yep. He's down for the count. Black resigns. Okay. DrGrekenstein is back in the game. Top here, 43, 41, 40. Carlsen is in 64th. 2 hours, 11 minutes to go. Okay. Is this our first real game? Did he move the king yet? Is he feeling okay? It's a delayed king move. Oh, man. It's the first game he's going to castle. Nearly an hour into the tournament. G5. Okay, what other move was being considered there? Was he distracted? It's usually just the knee-jerk reaction. The main reasons you play h6 earlier to meet this with that. Okay, we have a similar thing happening in this game. It's hedgehog-like. Seeing this pattern, knight tucked right behind the pawn. Queen here would be a blunder. b4 and the knight is toast. Doesn't have a4 nor any retreating moves. I've fallen for that. b4, this knight stuck. You go with this commonplace move. King b1 after queenside castle. Take away one of the squares from the knight. Anyhow, something to watch out for. For example, if the bishop was deployed to e2 instead of d3, that's already a killer. All right. What's happening over here? Guess the king's going to hide on a7. Asking for trouble with e5. That knight would be hanging. What's the story here? Problem on f7 eventually. Coordinate with the knight and rook. Okay. How are we defending this? Whoops. Prepare to go knight to d8. Super defensive, but maybe necessary. I don't think he could afford to give that pawn up. This is scary. Scary, scary. How are you dealing with this pawn? Okay, the knight is drifting over. Needs some support. He's giving up this big square to the knight. Why was that move played? White just gifted this knight a huge square. Feels like it's a little bit closer to maybe defendable now for black. No. Black still has some untangling here. Head on the clock, but I don't know. It seemed like that was totally unnecessary. It didn't help out the minor pieces. Could be missing something, of course. But knight on e5 is the best piece in the position. Knight g4 hits the queen, but nothing more. Check. He's cool with c5. This knight controlling g6. Yeah, so if he went in for this right away, knight takes pawn. He wants to win this h7 pawn and not give up this guy. Knight is in a pin. How do we get out of that? Okay, queen g1. Under a minute for white. This is still present. Maybe b4 at some point can surface. What do we do here? We try to hunt the pawn with, yep, rook to f7. Okay, b4 is in there. Some attention to c5 necessary. No problem. I got you covered, pawn. I'm not afraid. I'll take a step up to defend. I understand there's 3 majors still on board for white. No problem, though. White doesn't have a dark square bishop or a knight around here. No problems. All right, how are we doing here? Maybe take here, and then take there? Different way. c4, now there's checks nearby. Maybe he's just going to mate and try for mate. You could go for this. Queen exchange, you get this pawn in the end because the bishop has to move. Okay. Right here is not quite threatening mate. The king is super slippery. Super slippery. This might be winning for white, but the clock is... What are we doing here? He's going to chop here. Okay, he's taking that out. Okay, so what do we... Oh, the queen is going to be going into Pac-Man mode soon. Okay, now this bishop takes here. Mating ideas. Super bishop on this square. The king can maybe even sneak on away. Is there a way to bank some material here and then here? The queen could have blocked if queen to b1. Check. I guess you could exchange queens and try to time burn. He's going to go for that approach. I didn't like the bishop. Oh, I didn't like the bishop move. Yeah, that's winning a rook. I thought it was just a check without winning material. I was like, aren't you just flushing the king in the direction to one day defend this pawn? Wouldn't have that been better? Okay. Yeah, of course, bishop there is good. Skewer town. Okay, Chopper 1905 on board now. He's going to hit Chopper with the f6, king f7. Okay, let's see how Chopper handles this. Get him, Chopper. Show him you can't do that to me. Let's see. So far, I think this is one of the best approaches against this nonsensical opening Carlsen is going for. You get these 4 pawns rolling, knights on their favorite squares. All these minor pieces are good. Blockade. The blockade square is d6. This is another instructional moment here. White is approaching this excellently. Yeah, this is good. But this is reinforced on c5. White cares a little less. White cares more about the dark square bishop than light square bishop. This is the bad guy, so this guy is expendable. Could try this kind of stuff. He really wants maybe to see this move, then black doesn't have to tend to defending c5, and there's no fear of the b file being ripped open right away. The bishop's backed off. That means the knight is under control. It's an aggressive move. Okay, that's a really odd defense take here. Okay, so now he's got the bishop pair. White has the bishop pair. He's up a little bit on the clock. He's just shy of 2800 bullet. Chopper. Okay, the bishop's ready to knife into e6. It's defended. The queen, super invasive. This furthest advanced pawn is controlling 2 holes in black's camp, and they're both being eyed up or occupied. But these points are secure. This pawn is unprotected. Can you really get at it? Earlier I was thinking at some point this knight, instead of going into b5, there was this idea of knight a4, and then you're ready to maybe chop away at c5, so that in the end black is not able to maintain a piece on c5, but rather has to have his queenside structure split, and then the rook is brought right to life. All right, we're far from that right now, but I think that would have been an idea to still insist on pressurizing the c5 square. Okay. It feels a little off to me. Oh no, actually what's being threatened is bishop there. And then there'd be this attack against the double attack against the bishop. Chopper was in the tank there for quite a bit. Okay, this is already, I don't know, we're 26 moves in, and it has now become a bullet game. Okay, finally have this capture. Can we get a knight on d6? If you get a knight on d6, that takes forever. Both knights would take forever to get there. Okay. You have to put your pawns on light squares if this is around. Okay, it's opening up. What do we do here? d6 is in. It's covering this. Rook is hit. It's really annoying. This bishop is real pest. What do we do here? That's not a defense. Swipe the defender, take the free rook. Down on the clock, but white's down on the clock, but position looks pretty good. Offering a queen exchange now. Queen here's a threat, taking the rook. Both rooks are hit. You have to go back on the defensive. Yes. Pawn is picked up. Knight is in a pin. The knight is maybe going to find this square. Forget about d6. What about d4? Even better. Go back to f7? No, you have to defend the knight. Silly. Well, you still would have been defending there. What's that move about? I'm not sure. Hyperbullet mode now. Okay, knight on d4. Look at how far. So close, man. This pawn is so close. Okay, now it's just winning objectively for black. How does he do this? Mate threat. He could have mouse slipped. Rookie 7 instead. Chopper goes down. Chopper down, man. Okay. Azeri chess. Whoa. Look at this monster. Mamedyarov ate his Wheaties. 29.58. Oh, Night King is right there. Says, hang on. MSB2. Giving the doctor the berserk treatment. I'll show you who's boss. I'll berserk you, and you could go uncastled. That's the imbalance right now. Okay. White has netted something there. Exchanged off bad bishop for good bishop. And he's going to find a cozy home on b2. Ah, okay. So he's prepared to address a knight post with c3 if that ever surfaces. Or not. He's just going to work around a knight on b4. He doesn't care about that. These knights are strong. He's going to undermine the center. Can he get this square? No, Black says. I will not chop. You give your knight a fantastic dark square post. I don't have a dark square bishop that can challenge a knight there. Okay, a minute 3. MSB2, whose bullet rating is 2872. All right, what are we doing about this pawn? Sneaky. There are some tricks maybe involved with an unprotected rook. So now what do we have? How are we taking on f5? Okay, knight takes. Oh, that's so sneaky, man. Look how fast that move is played. I love it. This is quick calculation. You take me, I take your bishop. No problems. My knight's hit twice. I got it covered. Knight's ready to move now. Does he jump in here? Back to f5 he goes. Takes the queen. All right. 2 knights jumping around. More active white rook. 1 sensitive point for white. e3. Black needs to go after that, but it's not easy. The knight can't do it. It's going to have to be the rook. So it's a little uncomfortable to maybe to defend this. We'll see. Sneaky. You take my knight, I'll take a pawn with check, and then your knight. And I'll be able to do something dangerous with these two. We're going to find out. This rook is hungry. Take the b pawn with check. Oh, this pawn is slippery. Really, really fast. Are there any perpetual ideas? We're going to find out. No perpetuals, are there? There's the perpetual. He got the perpetual. Wow. Don't go in the corner unless you want to get mated. Wow. Good find there at the end by MSB2. With this pawn just a blink away from promotion land. Okay. Yeah, he did what he needed to do. Target the weak link there. Okay, maybe next time, next opponent. What are the standings? Knight King 53, 51, 48. Azeri chess finally goes down after a first round speed bump. Okay, we're just shy. Oh yeah, let's call it 2 hours to go still. Are we gonna get an honest game? Are you going to get some real chess here? No real chess in this one. Let's see what you got. Maybe next time. Oh, look at that. 2 can play this game. Okay. I think black is already better. No. What makes me actually think that? Well, why did I say that? I like this pawn here. This pawn on e5. No, I don't think black is better. This is tough to assess. I still have it in my head here where, if there's this, we just castle and defend. Yeah, can't castle. Okay, so he's gonna go here. So yeah, he's going to defend like this so he could queenside castle. Now can't do that either. He's gonna Put the other rook here. Flush the knight away first, and then maybe book towards the queen side. And try for this. Maybe just exchange off this rook. Both sides will be happy, right? They don't have to try to activate the rook. Although I think black is black doesn't want to exchange off rooks with something like that. The problem there, by the way, I didn't point out, is that if knight f3, black can get away with taking that f pawn. Knight f3 would obstruct the rook from seeing f4 directly. So how do things stand here? White went for the 2 minor pieces for rook and pawn. Gave up 2 minors to get a rook and pawn. This is an imbalance that almost always favors the side with the 2 minor pieces. And I believe that that is the case here as well, not an exceptional case. It's a nice piece. Stops any piling up on this pinned g7 pawn. That pin is present as soon as this pawn, as soon as this knight, as soon as this bishop moves. Also, e5 is vacated. It can be a strong pose for the queen. Can we take advantage of this? Tricks here. Boom, boom. Something is juicy. Something is really close to happening. There's going to be an accident, I think. Soon. Something's happening here. I can't work out the details. Maybe there wasn't anything there, but it's close. Okay, we got a mate in one threat. Caveman-like. Very direct. Babysitter. Strong queen. Knight's still in a pickle. Queen has a responsibility. Queen post is really strong. Okay, let's open up shop. On the queen side. Can we get at the knight further? Release the pressure on the bishop and go after this guy? This knight is free to move. Oh, actually, both the queen and the knight are defending there, so can we get this knight back into the party? Okay, queen is being challenged. Clock times. Maybe next time is a 29:01er for the bullet. Okay, rook there. Oh, the bishop is going to recapture, or the knight. Ooh, okay, the queen can still move. This is secure, but maybe black is losing a little control. Okay, he's taking first, and now this move. Get a square here for the knight. Careful though, careful, careful, careful. C2, 55 seconds each. Problem here with B4. Sensitive on C2. Still have to watch over this pawn here, offering a queen exchange, defending C2 in the process. So, how do things stand here? This is hit twice. Is it even a threat? In the end, there'd be minor pieces stacked here. They might get skewered. The end of the variation, okay. 39-44. We get the king involved. Skewer. Whew. Oh, he's out of the skewer with the check. He's going hunting for a pawn, though. Still on the rook. He's going to get one of these guys. Yeah, look at that rook. Amazing. Dominates the knight. Offering an exchange. Two minor pieces versus the rook is where we stand. White no longer has that pawn as well. Any rook move, and this is hit. 26 seconds. Gonna be a photo finish. Okay, rook is hit. Pressure on the knight. Where do we go here? Okay, here come the moves. 17 seconds each, about 16. Anything can happen here. Look at all the trickiness still on board. Well, you take my rook, I take yours. Oh, that was a blunder. He's only getting a pawn with that. Go. Okay, this. Oh, there's a fork. I told you those knights are tricky. Okay, this should be going to the doctor. 3.8 to no time. Wow. What a game. Look at this guy. Near 54. Chess Bras. A berserk. Get ready. What's Magnus going to do? He didn't berserk back. Get him, Eric. Oh, there we go. Two can play this game. So now neither side can castle. And let's see if Eric can beat him with... I was going to say with just 30 seconds. No, he's still got 90 seconds. But okay, half the time as the doctor. In this position type as white, I'm cool with king to d2. There are no queens on board. This is a very typical plan. Oh, here's this. That move, I think, is good. Bishop to d6. And if bishop there, you could chop, and then play b5 based on this little trick that I've pulled off many a times. Doesn't seem like a trick many are so familiar with. Anyhow, this rook has to go into super defensive mode. It is not fun. This bishop is king in the position. Really, really good piece. There's actually no great defense if white went for this. You don't defend that pawn a second time. You could try to be disruptive with the bishop to c2, but there's ways to neutral. Oh, that's what he's going for. There's these two rooks. Yeah, that's good too. But the knight is then gonna have to move, and there's bishop moves. There could also be sacrifices on a6. It's just a superior structure here for white and the better minor piece. Not much to really add. Okay, resigns. The doctor gets that one. Doctor's getting berserked again and sticking with this I don't need to castle theme. Top here, 57-53. How many points does the doctor have? I'll try to check soon. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay. So a closed center is cool with white. Can't castle. Let's keep it closed. Let's not make it a time-sensitive position. All right, the center is opening up, though. That's a bit of a strange move for me to see here. Interesting. F4. Okay, F4. I think things would be a little bit different if F4 was played and this pawn was still on G2. The fact that this pawn is on G4 and stopping a knight F5 move makes me think a bit more about that advance, actually. Yeah, control over that square, right? If the pawn was back here and that sequence was in, this would immediately become a sore spot. Black would be coordinating really well on E3. He's still targeting E3, but not with the knight in this case. So can still defend. The bishop is taking a pawn. Now on his way forward. Light square bishop is gone. It's a really annoying knight. Queen has a responsibility. This pawn will be captured, I think, if the queen moves. Off this diagonal. Chop chop is adding more fuel to the center. Okay, so what's the story here? Oh, sneaky. Gives up the g-pawn. Oh, well, there was a lot of calculation necessary there, right? There's no good knight discovery. Wow. Okay. No good knight discovery. He's like, I got a counterpuncher. Right there, rook g2 if you want to hit me with the discovery. So fast. All right. He's up. White is up a pawn. This bishop is hit twice now. What do we do? Take the knight. Address the threat. Buy yourself a move. Get rid of that knight finally. Can you insert the check? He's able to take here with the queen. Yeah. He's up a pawn. Cozy king now. Should be no problems. Yeah, get the queens off and just win on time. Doesn't have to be an objective win at this point. Make some nothing moves just to shave off some seconds. No. Oh, careful. This is kind of fast. Yeah, you can't just go all in after this pawn. You have to keep some pressure here. If these guys are all exchanged, white's gonna sneak on over real fast, grab the pawn and say thank you. I will queen first. Okay. Ah, so nice. Cut off the king. Put the pawn here. All the way away. Yep. No time. All right, the doctor gets that one, which is going to put him in what place? All right, 57, 56. Is he in the game yet? How many points does he have? Oh, right here. He has 38 points. He's not in the game yet. Still logged in, no internet issues. Let's see. Okay, he's in the game now. Abdusatorev, if I'm recalling correctly, Chess Warrior 04. I think he maybe mouse slipped, or he's just kind of doing similar. So once more, no castling here for Carlsen. Okay. Some exchanges. Maybe like to get this pawn up to d5. No. Bishop is hit. Wow. No, he doesn't want that. Interesting. Well, no, not really. There'd be a big problem following up on f3. I believe by force black would get the exchange back if he took that rook. Queen takes. The knight and rook converging. The knight and queen converging on f3 with white not having a light square bishop around is, yeah, that's tough to meet. I'm seeing in the chat, so nice of Carlsen to not castle in order to make it fair. This would be something if he could win the tournament playing like this. I think you really need to, I don't know, find this right balance of berserking like those top players are doing. I think that's the right way forward if you want to win. So what's happening after rook h1? Rook h1 and then maybe g5. Maybe not even a big deal. g5, h5, there's rook takes pawn. Yeah, this and then here, okay, there's check as well. And then bishop to this square, or a lot of tricks. Getting the bishop in the end, king here, there's that. It's probably going to have a resigner soon, although, hang on. The bishop can fall in the end. Okay, he's not even waiting for that. No good solution here for Team White. Goes down, Chess Warrior. And he gets the W, which is going to put him, yeah, 38. Now he's got 42. He's in 17th with 42. Trying to catch 60. Chess Bras again. Chess Bras doing the berserk. Okay, he's going to get hit with this now. We've seen this before. King and queen. Switcheroo. White trying to open up the center. Black trying to shut it down. He's got that with the d5. Oh, the main idea was to free the f pawn. He wants f5. Yeah. You don't play knight g5 to provoke this and then go back to f3. In some other situations, yeah, maybe you do that. Nice move. Real nice. I think this is maybe close to collapsing here. This is uncomfortable. Being in a pin. c5. Let's open it up further. Okay, the knight is no longer pinned. Oh, knight to e4 gets rid of that super bishop. And now another knight might surface on e4. Whew. You gonna jump on in? A second knight has landed on e4. Black, however, doesn't have any other piece in the ballgame. Just this knight who can be challenged in many ways. Maybe even swiped. Probably after this capture first. Open up another line for the better developed pieces. Okay. Bishop ready to move. e5 will be hit twice. Chop first. Oh, he's winning that pawn. What am I talking about? Okay, that's a check. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that queen normally isn't on e8, is she? That rook is toast. White resigned. Okay. 46 now. Yeah. Okay, he's in 13th. MSB2. MSB2. Oh yeah, their draw. That fancy knight maneuver into A2 and C3 for the perpetual. Draw by repetition. All right. I'm not sure how he does it, man. This seems okay already. Have to take care of the dark squares. Playing as white. Can't castle unless you want to get mated. Knight on d2, rook on d1. Seems sensible. It's taking the knight. Okay, is there something that can be done over here? Got some holes. Okay, light squares now. Light squares. Are there any good light squares for this knight? Any holes for the knight? Not really. Pretty good coordination here. Black pawns. Oh, I love moves like that. Get the queen right back. Now we have an endgame where this early king move is paying off. He's a little bit more central. Just like that. See? You don't need to castle. That's sort of uncomfortable to me. Rook to b8. Oh, first you shut down the bishop. Aha! No rook takes b2. I'll take your bishop with check first and then defend my knight. I don't know why I was missing the e5 move. Okay. Doesn't take just yet. Doesn't want to see this activity on b2. Snug like a bug in a rug here. King hugging these pawns in case they ever have some pressure on him. Is he going to get one of these pawns? Or simply an active rook if you chop the knight? Okay, yeah, the king wants to be up here. As soon as this bishop isn't around, this is where the king wants to be. He'll be super happy right there. The pawn will be guarding all squares. The rook can maybe challenge the king on. Okay, forget about it. No rooks on board. White is up 2 pawns, and we'll be looking to make a break. If the bishop wasn't controlling there, this would be a good way to win the pawn. Stops the king from defending. Ah, that's the break. He's going after this pawn. Or f5. Okay, f5 it is. He's going to get this pawn. Knight takes pawn, king there. Potential draw? Yeah, poison pawn. You can get the bishop. Alright, this is easily winning now, this pawn. Nothing for the bishop to attack. Alright. MSB2 goes down. And the doctor has entered page 1 with 50 and has fire and has only been stopped by his internet. Has only lost because of his internet crashing and a mouse slip, this queen d4 move instead of, I think what he meant to do was exchange queens. Okay. Carlsen's getting berserked here. Familiar scene yet again. We haven't seen him berserk any games yet. Solid structure for both sides. Some aggression here with b5. Hinting at this. Okay, trying to open up the center right away. This pawn would fall if the knight recaptures. Normally I think you want to take with the knight. Many reasons why. Knight f4 looks good. Probably, well, not probably an f-pawn advance, but at least you give that f-pawn some possibilities to reinforce your center or be more aggressive. Okay, anyhow, black had to defend b5 as soon as those exchanges happened in the center. Bishop b3 may surface. f7 is a little bit more sensitive. This can be annoying. a5 with the bishop there. Targeting now c3. Swipe the knight, queen takes c3. There goes your rook. How are we dealing with this? It just ran through my mind. I just castle. Can't castle. Still. Oh, queen here is also supporting bishop there. Knight f4. Maybe f5. It's an open position. I feel like this is favoring Team Black. Is there a trick? Is there a trick? That's a good start. Look at that counter punch. Block that. Hit your queen. Your knight is hit. It's not yet a threat, though. You have to move these pieces out. You can't kick this bishop off of the a6 square, so white has some work to do. Yeah, now rook takes bishop was a threat there. Out of the way. Here comes f5. The center is officially collapsing. Black is approaching this really well. Yeah. Wow. Here, then there's that check, and then you could take this knight. What's the material? Okay, Carlsen is up the exchange. Okay, now rook and pawn versus 2 minors now. Big queen in the center. Knight can't go to its favorite square. Knight would fall. There's checks nearby. What's the story here? First a check. And now skewer town. What do we have here? Queen takes rook, and only then the recaptures happen. Oh, look at the clocks. What am I doing? Oh, black is getting mated, back rank mated. It's under 10 seconds. I forgot, that was a berserk game. Okay. He's moving up the ranks. What's his performance rating? 29. Ooh. Look at that. 29.74. 85% win rate. And doing it all without castling. Number 9. An hour and a half to go. Halfway point. And he's not stopping. Okay. No side can castle. We're going to have a similar structure. No. In the other game, I think 3 pawns were involved. And eventually there was a move that broke down. Yeah, broke down Carlsen's center. The C pawn broke down Carlsen's center. Okay, they have both castled by hands. I think this is the first normalish position, actually. Okay, we this is our first regular chess position, let's just call it. They've just castled, let's just say. I like Black's position here. This knight is clumsy. I feel in a way that knight is out of play with that pawn on c6. Black has some space on the queen side. This is what makes me think that Black is better primarily. And these advances have, you know, the quality of this knight is not so great. White is working on that right now. A new square is provided on g3. Cool with the capturing here. There's some trick, I imagine. What's that trick? The trick here is that the queen would be overloaded. Chop, chop, boom. Queen takes, king takes. So, get out of the pin first. This seems natural. One of these two. Queen on c6. I don't see any reason why not to go to c6. Okay, doesn't care about that. Oh, this was a threat. There's a problem on h6, so the knight goes back home. You want to see this? You don't care about that. It's going to maintain this pawn here and keep this knight boxed out. Black, we might say, is playing against this knight on e2. Doesn't want to see it spring to life so easily. This knight is annoying. c4. White's in a pin now. This is a huge square. What about that? Let's see how quick the knight gets there. How fast can that knight get there? What's stopping him from playing knight to b5? He's swiping that knight first. Oh, he's going to go for some material? Oh, so nice. Not immediately taking there. Okay, he's saying that, yeah, your bishops aren't so great. I got 2 knights. Somewhat locked. I actually don't know. I wasn't really a big fan of that approach. I like the positional one. Knight b5 into d4. He went pawn hunting though. Okay. Maybe there was something I was missing there. Knight b5 d4. Not a lot of time here. Team Black. 13 seconds to a minute. You can't block with the bishop, you'd lose the rook. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. No time to figure it all out. Down. He goes. Does that put him maybe over 3,000? 29.90. Okay, he's only 12 points back from first. Is he in a game? Not yet. Is he online? He is. Night King, number 1 guy. Berserking him. Okay, Night King. Bortnik. Let's see. White's up 2 pawns. Wow. I guess, no, f5 can't be played. Wow. Why is this so excellent for White? We're just 12 moves in. You just took that e-pawn, took the d-pawn, and said, thank you. I will take these center pawns and push them down your throat. Thank you for this connected passer. Super queen on e4. What do we do here? I thought for a second about g4. Knight on e4. Rook and bishop are free. Knight here and then this. Okay, what are we doing about this guy? That feels a little awkward. That's awkward. Knight c5. Knight c5. Yes, out of the attack there. Black is in a pin. Pressure is maintained. Queen is doing two or more things. She's happy about that. Bishop on h6. Not right now. Is black going to get this pawn? Knight king is very fast, so he can fight back for sure. Is there some killer punch here for white? This knight is looking pretty sweet here. He's giving a pawn back. Where's this knight going? Might have been a blunder there. He's hesitating. Okay. And maybe he had just calculated, okay, I'll give that pawn back. The bishop's going to take the knight. That wasn't the case. So, imbalance here. Black has a knight. White has two pawns. Okay. White has the bishop pair, though. Maybe that is nearby. Oh, this knight is toast now. No knight h6. Back off. Go back home for a move. And now we could take the knight. How annoying would that pawn be? I don't think annoying enough. Just in case you had thoughts of maybe putting your pawn on g3. Okay, let me play g3 first. No thorn in my side. Black pawn on g3. What's the story here? Oh, he's calculated so fast. Okay, only up a pawn right now. 18 seconds to 51. Can't cross. Not so easy. Not so easy. How do you activate the king? Oh, like that. You could step here. That's how you do it. This rook is going to get active, though. He's fast. Knight king is fast. King post can be challenged. Feels like it's maybe close to a draw here. Can't take. King and pawn ending is 1 for white. Ah, that's nice. Taking like this. Take like that, you can't get here as easily. No, you still could have played there. Okay, completely winning now for white. On the clock and position. He's going to play it on to the very end. Ooh, he's losing the rook. That was not a good idea. Time burners, where are they at? He's going to make a dash for it over here. He's got the draw. Wow! I told you Knight King was fast, and he was, man. He needed all that speed. Oh, man. That was the #1 guy. Whew! 92. 72, 71, 66. Carlsen has been extinguished. No fire with that draw. He's got 60. Still 12 back. An hour 20 to go. Oh. Wow. He dropped a rook in that ending. How did that happen? Ooh. Okay. Let us see. That was the better bishop white just got rid of. White needs to take extra care of the light squares. He's giving up this one temporarily. Can eventually kick the knight or bishop. Knight takes bishop, there's the in-betweener. So what's the story here? Knight here. We're going to have, I imagine, c5. Knight here, no problem. Back up the bishop. The knight is staying close to the king. Yeah. No time to go for some pawn on d4. Knight g4 was looking like it would hurt with maybe e3 to follow. You don't really want to see this pawn move. You know, let's just say it's captured. This diagonal is opened up. This rook is brought to life. So what am I getting at? White wants to try to maintain something on e3 and never allow this this move to be legal. Okay, maybe things are a little bit different now that it's simplified. Less knights on board for one. e3. f4. Hit twice. Can't scare the knight away. Queen on f3 can be good. Maybe queen g4. Is that what he's eyeing up? Queen on g4, forcing the queens off. And queen f3. Queen f3. Queen g4 threatening mate. And the queen exchange, I guess, could have maybe been met with queen to e5, keep the queens on, defend mate. How are things looking here for black? Pretty good. On the clock. And the position. A knight for a pawn. I think International Master here is going to take this one. Or is he? Okay, he can't take the knight right away. Because in the end, pile up on this pinned bishop. Get it right back. I'd like to get these moves in, but black's not giving him any time to do that. Hitting the bishop. Short on squares. Black's covering a lot of the squares from the bishop. Where does he go? Back home? Glue him in? He'll be kicked here. There's no good solution. He simply resigned. Feels like it's his first real loss of the tournament. Right there. Game number 23. This is his first loss. Okay. Okay, we're getting a berserk game here. International Master. Is Carlsen going to move? Is internet crashing? No. He's back in there. No castling. It's got the locked center, so this has turned into a French where you just can't castle. Okay, he does have a square to work with. Black d5 is it. That is a home. A hole. Okay. Knights are looking pretty. You have time to kick that knight away? The knight is defending h6 for a move. Right now it's probably not a good idea. It could still be. A black pawn on f5 can be pretty strong. Okay. Yeah. Black would really like to have these guys off. And then the knight, his value has just increased if these guys are exchanged. You don't have to babysit the knight with a piece. You don't want to have to capture like this. Then the pawn is free. Maybe the knight jumps into e5. The center collapses. You need to maintain control over d5 with the piece. In short, f7 defended with the rook. Feels like Fisher random here. Feels like black's going to get an exchange as well. All right. All right, the knight is going to go in there, and you can maybe even look to play with your majority. B5, queen c7, a5. He's just going to get these guys going, and he doesn't have to touch anything over here. Is he okay with the knight jumping into this square? Okay, this is maybe an idea for white, so you have to be a little bit careful. Yeah, maybe this is maybe opening up a different square for the knight. Okay, that's cool. It's winning a pawn. It seems close to me, but it's still far off. Oh, the queens are forced off. All squares covered from the queen. It's going to have a resigner. Yep. Okay. Down the exchange and a pawn. The queens are coming off, and you're back 90 seconds. That's enough to throw in the towel. Okay. Doctor gets one. 62 for the doctor in first, 76. Drop stone. Knight King, 75. Hitter, 1999, 74. Funny chess. Next opponent. Let's see. An hour 13 to go. How many more games is that? Dozen? Something like a dozen. 15. Black knew he was going to go for this. Oh, look at this. Look at this wild king. The ring around the rosy variation. So c3, b5. No soup. Can't go for your plan. In the end, white was not going to be denied that little arrangement. Put your bishop here. And the queen is toast. Okay, black snipped a pawn. Funny chess. Not sure who funny chess is. Okay, the queen is going on a rampage. Maybe. Okay, eyeing up g7. How are we defending this? We don't care about the pawn. Take him. Doesn't want him. Okay, the bishop was cut off there from defense. He's found a square. Get that pawn right back? Yeah, center's collapsing. Okay, this knight. Oh, the knight into c5 is going to be an absolute monster. Defense. Defense. Okay, e4 is secure. Maybe you get a little wild with the g-pawn. G-pawn it is. Scare away knight. Where's this guy going to go? Just going to hang out here, grab another pawn, chop here. We got this, we got that. Cannot allow that. Okay, so c4. Close shop. This pawn. Black doesn't want to have the pawn on d3. Go away. Okay, there's a lot of attention on e4 if you haven't realized. Nearly everything is pointing at e4. Yeah, tempting maybe to play b3, but the knight will pounce. Ooh, a killer piece on c3 would arrive in a blink. Where's this guy going to go? Black and castle. He still has that option. But I don't think it's a good one. With these pawns so close by, the rook right there in the h-file. It's getting messy. It's getting messy. We're going to have a passer, an h-pawn, knight on g4. Maybe some checks at some point. This rook. Okay, this knight wants to be here. And then here. This queen. Where's she going? Corner pocket? Moving forward. How are you stopping this pawn? These are covered well enough, right? There's There's even a check maybe he could be inserting to force the queens off, maybe give up a knight, and in the end you're getting a pawn. Maybe a knight here, rook here, and then the knight could go there. You're still going to get a queen. What is stopping? Maybe he inserts a check first, and then takes the rook. Maybe. Wants to provoke this. Okay, now knight to e3. Simply going to safeguard his king. Doesn't want maybe the queen getting access to the e2 square. Queen is hit. Promote now? Get the piece? Yes. Bishop takes, queen takes. Also, this is nearby. Careful. I think white is winning. Gotta take a queen. Pick your favorite one. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? What's funny chess calculating here? Okay. Careful now. Knight d5. Check. Yeah. What's the follow-up there? Okay, still knight to d5, even though it isn't with check. Now white is up a rook for 2 pawns. How to activate this guy? At this point, go ahead, take this pawn. I'll take your knight. Even if that wasn't there. The idea is just to activate. Who cares about the b pawn at this point? Ah, now he's ready for this, and then take there. That right away, the knight would cut off the rook from getting at the knight. There goes the queen now. The old deflection. I think this is a W. I'm certain it's a W. Just get rid of one of the knights. All right, this is getting a little scary. He's setting up the mate. Taking the one square away. There it is. How do you want to do it? You got your pick. Wow, how many different mates are there here? 4. Right? Queen or rook? Okay. Ah, this guy. Oh, right. This was the first real loss. Okay, where's Carlsen? He's got 64. Okay, he's back 15 with an hour 7 to go. Yeah, he's gonna pull this stuff the whole while, isn't he? No castling again. There we go. Yeah, no castling. All castling by hand. This tourney. Okay, yeah. In one of the games, we did see black establish a pawn on e5. Not allowed in this case. It's white who has a pawn. In the center, white has some space. The b pawn is hit. Doesn't care about it? Why not? Knight here gonna be annoying? Here with this? I'm not sure what I'm missing there. That seems like not a pawn you really wanted to give away. Okay, that's clever. Here. Knight is pinned. All right. Move the queen. Move the queen, maybe. Queen e7, queen e8, keeping this retreat available for the bishop. This seems natural, right? Knight to this square looks annoying. Yeah, that's the thing. If you went back here, knight here, and you have to deal with all sorts of threats. This was the big square on c5. You know, with white no longer having the b pawn, knight c5 is very good. And this rook is activated. These guys are so good, though. Queen on g4, knight on g5. How are you getting rid of this knight? Yeah, bishop, I mean, this is excellent for white. The knight is hit. Black's taking a second b pawn. The b4 pawn fell twice. There goes the a pawn. There's constantly back rank. The issue here is this knight is killing these two pieces. Back rank trickery, all sorts of stuff. Look at that. There's the back rank trickery. Beautiful sequence there. Is it game over? It's pretty much game over. Very nice shot. I love that. Boom. Boom, boom. A beast. That knight on g5. This guy's taking down Carlsen again. Down for the count. Is he going to clock tick his way? What's the story here? It is mate. It is going to be mate. Here. You can block, but then there's that. And it's going to still be mate. What's going on here? What is he doing? He disconnected? He's there? The stream went down? No. Wow. He lost the internet again? You better get back on the horse here. We got to see this final hour. Okay, he's back there. He resigned. Okay, that's going to set him back some. Where are we at here? He's out of page 1 land. He's in 12th with 64. 86. Chess Today with 86 on fire. Whew. Okay, what do we got? Come on, play. Someone encourage him to play this final hour. Some real chess. Do some real, play some real chess. The final hour. Let's go. You gotta make a push for first. 86. Let's go. Does anyone else want to see some serious, just an hour? Give us an hour of serious chess. I don't know. Let's go. We'll see what's going to happen here. This looks kind of scary. Where's the knight going to go? Prepare to dive into e4 if you're kicked. This pawn might still run. All right, expanding in the center, providing a square for the bishop as well. And this is going to get extra sharp. It already is sharp. Chop, chop, chop. Dangerous pawn. A knight ready to pounce. It's taking with the bishop. Huh, okay, that makes things a little bit more calm. You could take it with the queen, though. All right, it's not as crazy now. This, have to be careful of that, though. Or not. He's cool with it. You go here, I go here, and I threaten that. Hit your queen, hit your rook. This knight is not a good piece on b3. The king should be pretty cozy on e7. Can you still step up here? You could play this first, right? You got these squares covered by your bishops. This knight is pinned. Step up now. This knight isn't a bother. He's in a pin. Maybe now you swipe him, yeah. As soon as he had the legal move knight d5, boom. Down he goes. Structure's killed in the process. 143H. Battery on the H file. Beautiful lateral movement. I feel that black is better. Cozy king. Better structure. This is super bad. Double isolated pawns, isolated pawn. Might even want to take that knight. Okay, how are we defending this first? Babysit with the rook. Babysit with the rook. No reason to give up the exchange. All right, what's weak in White's house? Okay, hang on here. What's happening? This is covered. The bishop has both knight checks covered. That's what you get with this bishop. Right next to the king there. Opposite color of the knight. It's going to control some squares from the knight. It's got the two main ones there. Could go after this pawn, maybe. What else? Maybe this and then here. Knight f5, right? A couple captures and then this. Yeah, he's taking some steps to maybe defend the d7 square after knight to f5. That was a big thing there by White. Feels like this is a possibility. It's got some good pieces. Maybe throw in a check. Force him into a pin. Okay. Okay, now he's taking. You get the rook off. Bishop's in a pin. Okay, a knight on e6. Oh, also this was hit. Knight on e6 first, maybe insert a check. Okay, knight e6 cuts off the coordination on d7. So now this queen is excited about doing something. Queen f4. Exchange rooks first, and then queen takes here. Is there a way to get that bishop? Hanging bishop. Can you check the king and get the bishop? You don't need to. This queen is going hunting. 25 seconds to 35. Fork. You get the knight back. The king is going to hide over here, though. This pawn's going to bolt. No, he's going to take here first. Oh, perpetual. King over here, there would have been perpetual. Oh, this is going to come down. A rat race coming up. The king is not able to hide. Okay. You could exchange queens and then bolt with this pawn. You have to be careful. Okay, outside pass pawn wins. Yeah. Black's got it. The doctor gets the W. Chess today has had a couple speed bumps. 2 of the last 3. Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? 66. Not with fire. Okay. Under an hour to go. Come on, let's get full strength Magnus for the final hour. Make a push for it. Mamedyarov. Full strength Magnus? No. He's still doing it. Okay. The whole way through. He's trying to make headlines, I think. Who needs to castle? World champions don't need to castle to win titled arenas. Okay. Mamedyarov. Show him who's boss. White's up a pawn. And maybe a second, surely. He's a wizard, man. He is a wizard. Unreal. He might take that knight. Is there a way to coordinate? What are we going to do here? I'm not sure. Would he really be considering a queen sack? Yeah, the center's collapsing. This could fall. This rook is not yet playing. Doesn't quite have the coordination to pull that off just yet. Okay, he says, you take me on d3. That's a little scary. That's what he was chewing on. g3, calculating this move. He's okay with that? This is so scary, right? Because You could get this bishop in here, an absolute knife, and then swipe the knight and say, how do you get... What are you doing about your light squares ever? You're so compromised. Okay. He's still up 2 pawns. And yeah, you can't allow king g2. Okay. Mamedyarov got a pawn back. Maybe a second. You really don't want to put your rook here. After this, your rook is dead. This knight covers this square in case you might not necessarily have to tend to your back rank right away. White has to untangle, has to free these guys, so something needs to be done over here. Actually, this is a problem. He's threatening this and that. One of the bishops are going to fall. That's what's nearby. Oh. All right. Mamedyarov, I think, has to come up with something now. Yeah. Okay, so h5, he's valuing this guy more than that guy because this guy clogs these two up. Mate threats, close by. Queen here still? No. Okay, defends c2, he wants this. If he gets h4 in, it's a win. Or if the queens are off, it's a win. I think. He's up a knight and a pawn. He can afford to give up some material, give up the exchange, even if it looks super ugly here with double isolated f-pawns. Oh! Ooh! Oh, look at how slick you take there. I got bishop c4 first, or yeah, bishop c4, hitting your queen, hitting this. I thought, oh, the rook is still dead after you take the pawn there. Black just resigned. He knows what's coming. I believe it would be bishop to c4. Okay. Unreal. The gray parrot is in first. Whoa! 3106! The gray parrot. Unreal. Wow. 3106. Amazing. Okay, the doctor is in 14th. Can't cancel again. Establish a pawn on e4. Block center. This shouldn't be a problem for white. h3, put your king on h2. Maybe that. Or not. Fine structure. So this trick is not working because in the end the bishop will fall. So white doesn't want to see knight g6 straight away. Prepared to take it. Okay, so now this is a threat. Now that the bishop has backed up, maybe this is nearby. Where do we go? Okay, knight on g to f5. Okay, seeking a dark square bishop exchange. It could be kicked back with b4. If you want to preserve the dark square bishop, b4 it is. Feels like a perfectly fine tempo to have in there. It's not like the king is castled over here. I think this is fine. It's being undermined. Doesn't care about playing a4 and maintaining a pawn on b4. He's going after the king. Rook g1. g6 may be nearby. That will crack open the center. Or excuse me, crack open the king side. Okay, you could take here first. Nope. Simple recapture on f5. And now, oh, this square on e4 is amazing. A bishop there is worth at least a rook. And that right there, folks, is how he's going to complete development and say it's no biggie that I didn't castle. here, here, and then knight on e4. Get something here. Although I imagine black is going to swipe a minor piece as soon as it arrives on e4. It's going to be too powerful. A bishop on f3. You don't even need to put your piece right into e4 straight away. I don't think that knight should have. Oh, okay. This. A bishop to g4. This was a threat. This little fork. So he's getting out of the line of fire with a punch against the queen. Okay, I guess bishop g4, queen f3, knight e4. Look at these light squares. How do you challenge any of them? Monster pieces. An accident can happen on f6. This pawn is pinned. Whew. Where'd he go with the queen? Could play here, could play there. These are the two candidate moves. Maybe here first. This is covered. Actually queen here, maybe rook takes pawn. The back rank idea. Okay, so he has this square, though it's not the safest. It'll be under control. Yeah. And actually, if the knight went right into e4, I think knight c3 right away would challenge it. I think that would have been a good move. So black just pitched this pawn so that the bishop makes life at least a little bit difficult for white. It's a contributing piece now that the f-pawn isn't around. So what do we do? What do we do? Queen here. Is this a move? There it is. Rook takes a2. Once more, this little back rank trick. Okay, the queens are off. And this pawn is... this should be winning here for black. Time, though. Time. Could take here, but... Okay, we're going to find out. Ooh, that might just be working. Okay, yeah, this pawn. Mate threat. How do you stop it? You don't stop it. Just like that. Wow. I don't care that this pawn is 3 steps away. I'll mate you in 2. There's only these silly little checks, but yeah. Cut off king. No squares. Boom. TKO. Okay, chess today's in first. Again, 96 with fire. 96, 95, 92. Gray Parrot slipped up. Got taken down by the hitter. Chess Today, 28.95 performance. Okay, he's back in a game. The doctor's in 11th with 46 minutes to go. Queen e2. Okay. d5 and you cannot recapture on... You can't maintain a pawn on your 4th rank. It's one of the aims behind queen to e2, the main aim. So is he going to go for this or not? Does he have a connection issue again? He's here. Hedgehog setup. A 3rd pawn is contributing, so this can open up. Not so easy to shut the center down when that 3rd pawn is in the mix. 2 versus 2, different story. Gonna get this kind of stuff in again. Okay, white is hitting black really fast in the center. Keep this file. Don't give up that square. It was my thought. So of course another approach. Let's see. White is free to start advancing the pawns on the king side. The king over here. He's just won a pawn. White is down a minute. We've been here before. It's just he finds a way to win a pawn. Kill the structure on the king side. What do we do here? Okay. To get rid of this right away. Maybe this. That would create a big gap, but maybe it would help you complete your development, even if you end up losing the D pawn. Still have some work to do. Okay, he's trying to put some pawns on light squares. That's controls the rook on the D file, controls the bishop some. Really annoying rook. Try to deflect. Still there defending. This knight is here defending as well. If this, then there's that. Knight on f6. Ooh, super good knight on f6. Is there time though? White is still trying to peel open the position. You could get a queen exchange. You may have to pitch a pawn though and still be a bit off, a bit unbalanced. Okay, he's giving up a pawn. Doesn't want this bishop's eyes to be opened up. He wants this square as well, I think, for a piece. Get the queen's off. Oh, queen's off in that way. Oh, very nice. Very nice move there. Could take here, right? Yes. Okay, still keeping the queens on. Ready to take with the knight. You have checks. Get the queens off. Oh, you see, look at that move, forcing the king in a spot where he's a bit more vulnerable to back rank mates, and only then going to the back rank. Only then queen h1. That subtle little point, so cool. All right, white resigned. Only a few seconds on the clock there, and the doctor's back on page 1 with 76. 20 points back. Watneg, next opponent. All right. I think the best approach so far to Carlsen's setup here has been maybe what was that one game? Chopper. I liked the approach Chopper took. He eventually lost Chopper, but I think the setup he went with was very nice. He had all 4 pawns, had the knight there, the bishop's there, and was ready to have the position open up. It turned quite positional that game, but still, I think it was a good formation to go with. Okay. Everything must start with this. You have to challenge this knight if you're going to make any progress. And this knight right here, d6 now becomes a wonderful jumping point. So how are we dealing with this as white? Do you have to try and stop that knight from getting to e4? Yes. Downside is that this pawn is half dead. Isolated, opposite the king. The center is opening up, but I guess he's weighing right there that it's better to try and tend to defending this e6 pawn than to have it more static and try and work around a knight, maybe arriving on d6. Okay, this move is possible. There's a pin there. That would be a losing move. Have to keep the pin. White has just won a pawn and is fine on the clock. This pawn is still half dead. Beautiful centralization. How do you complete development? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think that, yeah, those rooks were going to be hunted. Those 2 bishops were controlling everything. Super active rook. The king will stop the pawn. King on e2. Yeah. White is going to win this one, I say. Put the king on e4. That looks pretty sweet. You're up a pawn, active rook, better bishop, better king. What is not to like about White's position here? Yes. B3, ultra solid. Something more direct. Solid. No rush. Is White's approach. He's saying, what do you have? Okay. You could take the bishop and simply not take this pawn. Don't even give him an opportunity to activate. It's a nice, clean technique here. This is Black's only hope to do something to get these two pawns and have this pawn distract White. Black has activated the rook. Get this move in. Here and then here. Do it now. Okay. Oh, okay. That's cool too. Cover all base points. Yes, the rook is an amazing piece. You could still play this. Check, you go here. Oh no, then this pawn would fall. My bad. Okay. Block here, go here. King move. Look at the clock. Whoa. You gotta go, Watneg. You're up 2 pawns, but this rook is scary. Actually, it's deceiving, these 2 extra pawns that White has, because these two control these 3, and that one controlled those 2. And now we have a photo finish. Okay, that eventually turned not so clean there. Okay, I think White is still going to get this one. That could have been an idea. Careful here. There maybe be this. Yes, this is going to be winning for White. Watneg will take this one. 29-58. If you're not able to convert these positions as a 29-58, I mean, you are able to convert these positions as a 29-58, is what I'm saying. Queen here. Or there. Plenty of time. This is too much time. 11 seconds. Resigner. Doctor's going to play it out. There's the simplification. 8 seconds. And now the queen flies. Okay, Black resigns. Watneg takes that one. 98-98. Whew. Chess Today and Night King. The tiebreaker. 28-88. 28-37 performances. The Gray Parrot. Don't forget about the Gray Parrot. He's just a move away. Or a game away from taking the top spot. All on his own. Got fire. Okay, blue-green sun. No castling here. Oh, it's already over. Whoops. Whoops. Beginner mistake. Sometimes happens. It's going to play it out. Let's see. What do you guys think in the chat about this approach? Are you cool with Carlsen not castling the whole tournament, or would you rather see some regular chess? Gretchy80 is in the chat is saying Magnus needs stronger coffee. Is he drinking some coffee right now? It's not strong enough. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, some saying rather see the regular chess. He's just having fun for sure. All right. I haven't really been looking at this at all. He is down a knight in full. There's only one trick, maybe. Back ranker. That got a little too close that last game. Watneg. He was trying to get some clean technique in there, but yeah, wasn't happening. You got it, working class hero. Glad you enjoy the Saturday rapid Swiss tourneys I've been creating for those who are on the team. Team Chess Network on Lichess. Okay. This is now kind of unclear, isn't it? I look away and we have a foot race. This is too good of a piece, though. Too good. Mate threat again. Very good coordination, and there's no stopping it. The knight also supports this pawn's advance. Carlsen had enough. Down he goes again. And with that, he is out of first page land. His first back-to-back loss of the tournament, 76 points. First one, 101 to 100. Okay, 32 minutes to go. Oh, this is a berserk game. Is he really trying to make a run for first? He's too far away. No way. 20-some points. I'm not seeing it. We'll see. Maybe a chance if he got berserked back in every game and played serious. No, I feel like he would need like 45 minutes to an hour still to close that gap. What to do? Get out of the pin first? No, you're okay with giving up that pawn. Gonna take this and maybe get that. Fianchetto knight. Oh. Objectively, this should be a draw. I actually prefer black here. Notice the... Yeah, this is better for black. Oh. No, it's not better for black. White is winning. Because the king doesn't have to help out. He's got these two moves whenever he wants them. He's going for it now. Yep. King is definitely close enough. Poor assessment on my part there. And there goes that pawn. And they all fall. Throw in the towel. Okay. GM goes down. Carlsen gets his first 3. 79. Berserk game? A Berserk game by Wattenegg. Yeah. More King F7 stuff. Light square bishops. Here first. Yeah, because here right away, this move is going to sting. Okay. Castled by hand. Can we get a knight here? Light square bishops off. Put a knight here. Does he have the time, though? I don't think White's given him the time. Has to maintain control over d5 as well, so not so easy to try and get this arrangement in. Here, there's maybe that, and then this. You got to take with the knight. But maybe you could bring this... No, he's taking that a-pawn first. Super greedy. I'm cool, man. I got a passed pawn. I'm just going to march. White should be able to drum up some trouble here. Knight h4. Take this guy. Oh, there first. What's that hitting exactly? Ready to take here, and then here? Hitting this, and then the back rank? I guess that was maybe an idea. Maybe g6 would have been a defense. Queen there, you could step up. Back rank tricks. Where are they? Controlling this pawn first. Doesn't want to see it go too far away. It's hunted. His knight is poisoned. Back rankers. 48 seconds. What do we got here? Knight on this square could be pretty good. This pawn is passed. 2 passers, connected. Connected passer on e5. You can't. If you move your rook, you're going to end up getting mated with the knight there and the rook on the 7th rank. Be careful. So white clearly better here, being up a pawn. Both knights can be captured. Can Wattenegg convert this one? He tried a clean conversion the last time they played. Oh. Mouse slip? What's that about? Rook there? What was he thinking there? He pre-moved rook. I can't say it's a mouse slip. He just missed that the rook would... The king took out the defender of d6 there. Okay, I can't quite place my finger on that one. All right. Carlsen takes that, and... '14th. With how many? 81. 81 with fire. 25, 26 minutes to go. No berserks. Just more uncastled stuff. Move 2, king d2. He always ends up having some kind of foothold in the center, right? A pawn on the 4th rank when he's going for this. Something to hold up, some avalanche of pawns. Pawn on e4, pawn on d4, something needs to be maintained. Sometimes opponents play it in a way where they're able to break it immediately down. Usually involves having 3 pawns. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What was that? He pre-moved queen a2. Was that a mouse slip? Did he want queen b3? Okay. Okay, we've had this before. Who's the one who played this? Opper in a Bullet Titled Arena went for this, and he ended up winning. Okay. Let's see. Knight b5, maybe. Oh, very nice. Prepared to take twice on h1 and get the queen back. Take with the h-pawn. Offering a queen exchange, a minute for black. e4, scary. Cannot allow a knight to sit there for too long. Okay. Oh, g2 was hit twice there. I was thinking, can you grab that pawn? Take twice on b4? Not quite. Knight g3 can hit. Bishop takes bishop. There's queen takes e3 first. Can you get away with? Okay. I was going to say, can you get away with knight g3? Once the queen's off. Wait, why could that knight not have been captured? Oh, queen takes, and that would have been a problem for white, I guess. Totally missed that the capture of the knight was possible. Oh, the bishop in the end right here is trapped. Okay, Carlsen gets that. 22 minutes to go. Puts him at 84, 13th place, 104. It was a pretty fast game. Gonna get another game soon. Is he gonna berserk? Mamedyarov is getting berserked. Carlsen's not moving. He's given him a second to see if he wants to berserk back. The answer is no. Still gonna castle by hand? Yes. Well, once more, this idea, we saw that earlier. It grants black access to the d5 square, so this move here is interfering with that plan to establish a strong minor piece on d5. Yeah, their first game was that position where both bishops were ready to be trapped. The bishop on b2 and the idea of g4. Carlsen eventually winning that one. Let's see. What's the follow-up? Closing it up. e5. And then take here next. In betweener. g4. Take the bishop here. Nope. Maintain this strong point on e5. Oh, this is hit. This is hit. This is hit. Yeah, I think, well, probably that first. I'm not sure. Maybe there's f3. And then this. Okay, he wants the file open for the rook. Yeah, this pawn is maybe even poison, right? Maybe don't think as much about taking the G pawn. Subjecting your king to some problems on the G file. Possibly. Where's the rook go? Not all the way back. Defends the pawn, keeps this square vacant for, I was thinking initially, the other rook, but yeah, queen in the corner looks nice. This pawn is poison. I would maybe rather not even have that pawn. I don't know. Maybe not. Black gets the e6 square. This square is covered, a1. Okay, undermine the bishop. How do we take? Okay, he's undermining the bishop right away. Safe square for the king is... Back home he goes. Why not here? Maybe because this kind of stuff can hurt. Yeah. Or queen takes, actually. Yeah. Very, very important detail. Okay. Ooh. This is rough now. How do you deal with this? 20 seconds. Oh, he's getting the queen. No, but there's this. Rook check, rook check, rook check. Yeah, this is a resigner. It's up a rook. What? He's just messing with him. What's that little fancy move? Was that him saying, you can't get away with going uncastled against me, not twice in a row? Okay. The doctor resigns. Mohamed Yarov said, I'm going to show you who's boss. I get to do this for fun. Insert a couple checks that mean nothing. Okay. We don't have many more games. What, 3 more in there? Jesse HF in the Twitch chat saying trying to tilt Carlsen. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we have a double berserker. No castles. Break up the duo. Everything feels so natural except for the fact that you just can't castle. Okay, yeah, didn't have enough support for that. You take with the bishop, the knight's gonna pounce. Ugh! Dark squares, man. Hole. Okay. Yeah, 5 here. Okay. Ooh. Queen over. Look for that. Shut out the bishop first. Okay. It's going to take here. Just in case. That's covered. Yeah. And now what? Well, what's the follow-up, though? He is going to take there. Okay. What's the threat, though? What is white threatening? These squares are covered. Maybe a move like that. Exchange a rook. Bishop takes. Now the queen could come over to block. This square is covered. This knight is hanging. It's not a perpetual if you take that knight. Okay, he's taking the rook. He says, this knight's not going to bother my king. I don't see there being anything good here for white. In fact, try to get mated on one of these 2 squares. Yeah, Carlsen resigns. What's his performance rating? 2908. He's had a pretty bad stretch here these last, 3, 6, close to 10 games. Losing half of them. Okay. Where are we at? He's in 17th. For that game he was. He's still in 17th. Blue-green sun, double berserk game. Under 15. Happened so fast. King D2, King E1. Been here before. Hedgehog formation. With those 3 pawns, it does open up in the center. Problem on H2. And there is no convenient knight to E1. Normally a nice move to offset knight on B4, but it's not there. And here, this is going to be a problem on D3, so good luck, white. Just going to bolt. Maybe this needs to be tried, offering a queen exchange. Giving up a full rook. Whew. Yeah. I'm going to say black takes this one, being up a full rook. A full rook. Carlsen's bullet is close to 3,200, but 2741 is going to get the job done. For sure. Okay, Carlsen has a pawn for a rook. He is pushing through. Maybe don't even promote yet. Yeah. Opposite color bishops. It's always drawn. 45 to 36. It's amazing how it starts to look like, okay, could be tricky. I'm not sure how that comes about. Okay. Still has an advantage on the clock. Black. Oh my goodness. What? Why'd you give that away? Oh man. Something went downhill. He's got the dark square blockade. The rook has to stay on the H-file, or white can end up winning. Oh my goodness, you're playing with fire. You're playing with fire. You're going down now. Oh, but the time. He's not going to take the queen. 0.29. No time in the tank. Wow. Wow. What a comeback. In the end, peaceful result. Oh boy. Gray Parrot and Aziri Chess really going. Look at that. Wow. 4 players. Anybody's. $500. Who's going to take it? All right, Buffy. Buffy's getting berserked. All right. 11 minutes to go. Pawn on... Okay, I was going to say he's ready to put the pawn on D5. Get a knight here. Let me go here. And then put that guy in there. You give up this square to a black knight, but maybe you say my knight on the 6th rank is better than your knight on the 4th rank. All right. Buffy from... we don't know. All right, he's gluing that knight in there. Or is he? What's the follow-up there? That was bizarre. Why'd he give up the f-pawn? He's ready for this and he wants the file towards a king? I guess. Oh, so sneaky. Here, here, here. I'm sorry. Here. You take with the queen. And if queen there, there's queen there. I think that would have been the follow-up, taking with... immediately recapturing on e6 with the queen. Take the bishop, you have to block with the queen. It's taking the rook. Minute 32. Where to go? C3, going castled. And there's still more checks if you go to F2. Ooh. He wants this pawn and this. Queen is hit. White keeps the bishop in a pin. Rook is protected. The king is kicked away. This could be a move. Soon. I think that's what he's aiming for. Get the queens off. Put the king here. I think that's what he'll go for. The queens are off. Is he gonna go here? Yep. Queens off. Bishop here, king there. He's already running with the pawns. Completing development first. Look at these guys. Look at the centralization. Ooh. So nice. This is available. Queen's got it. Checks are still in the air. I don't think they're any good. Not this one, at least. That's covered. Rook takes pawn. Bishop there, maybe? Just piling up on b2. Okay, light square weaknesses. Now rook takes b2 without fear of bishop c3. Just grab the a-pawn. Killer bishops. Hunting the pawn. Killer bees, man. Look at them. Wow. You may not even need the bishop at this point. Too strong, these pawns. Yep. Buffy goes down. 7 minutes to go in the tournament. Knight King with a 3-point edge over Gray Parrot. Paired up against this IM who defeated Carlsen twice. Okay. Last game coming up. That will count for the tournament, I imagine. A Berserker. Let's see. No early d5 by white here. Poison pawn? Or not? Here, here, here. That check maybe? With then bishop there? Was maybe the thing. 12 digits. I haven't seen this account before. This was double berserk, yeah. Must have been a double berserk. I'm not seeing the icons here though. There it is. I just refreshed. Double berserk. Seems to be fine for black. It's as if he castled. He's strong on the e5 square. Something can happen on f3 maybe. Where's this knight going to jump to next? Okay, recapturing on d6. Got the flight square. White has the bishop pair. Going hunting. Still defending this point. Okay. Bishop is hit. But... wow. Just like that, huh? So easy. Makes it look so easy. Queen is there just in time. Look at the beautiful coordination. I got you under control, D-pawn. Just swiped all the pawns here on the queen side. And now he's cool with the queen exchange. Ah, forget about the queen exchange. Clock is going to be the decider. And time. 2.2. Yeah, objectively, it's a win. Okay, 3:37 to go. Knight King lost the last game. Ooh, what's the tiebreaker? 3,022? Viziri Chess can get another game in. Viziri Chess, oh, they're paired up. Oh, that's the big one. I almost feel like I want to check that game out for the finish. All right, we'll see. Watneg, these guys are going to get one last game in. Wow, that one's coming down to the wire. I believe I saw it that Knight King berserked that one. And yeah, I think a win by Mamedyarov there, and he's going to take it. He gets the tiebreak. Better performance rating. Wow, that's real close. I'm seeing in the chat, if the timer countdown bar is red between the clock and the username, it means they berserked. Ah, okay. That's a good indication. I should know that. Oh, and so it's always green. Yeah, it's always green otherwise. Good point. Okay, 2 minutes to go. Paid no attention to this one. Once the H file opened up, he's got it. Opposite color bishops. Seems like an exchange sacrifice will be necessary in order to try to win for one side or the other. Like sacrificing here and getting activated over here, or maybe winning a pawn, or just giving checkmate. We're going to get another game in there. Watneg goes down. This reminded me of another game where he played this bishop move and the rooks were... something was going to happen there. Okay. Is that going to be the final game? I'm going to go to this game. Final game. The Carlsen's not even going to get a pairing. So this one here, 1:09. Viziri Chess needs to win, I believe, the tournament. Let's see how this finishes. He's got a lot of pawns. 4 pawns for the knight. 57 seconds. Gotta go. Oh, it's a big pawn. Nice check to insert so they could take on a4 with check. These guys got to get going. 47 seconds. He could stall out. Knight King. Gotta fly. Run B pawn. 39. I think Knight King is going to be able to take this. It's going to... yeah, I don't even know if it's a win anymore. Oh! 23. It is a win? Or not. 14 seconds. Too much time. Yeah, he could... look at the clocks. He has more time than this. He takes it just barely. Wow. What, maybe another 20 seconds was needed? Well, maybe with how fast Knight King plays, 30 seconds. Wow. 25 seconds away from maybe taking first. Yeah, Carlsen did not get another game. And your final standings are, let us see. There you go. Knight King takes it. Barely. Azeri Chess won their game, but the tournament clock expired. What a finish with those top 5. Yeah, they were really, really competitive right to the end there. Carlsen ended up finishing, well, I didn't even realize Ali Reza was playing. Let's check out Carlsen, though, first. Carlsen finished in 15th with an all-out uncastled tournament. Performance rating for Carlsen, 29.27. Win rate 71, berserk rate 19%, average opponent 26.76. 744 in there. Yeah, so Ali Reza, how many games did he play? 36, 2850 performance, berserk rate 100. Whew. He was cruising. He must have joined late. All right, let's see the top 10 here. Top 100. Top 5 get this prize. Those prizes, 500, 250, 125, 75, 50. These guys are all on the money. Knight King, Azeri Chess, Gray Parrot, top 3. Confetti Land. All right, that's your top 10. Let's see the top 100. Ali Reza in 11th. Uh-oh. Just a second ago, I said that he was in 15th. Somebody just get a boot? Was there a clown among us? Because something happened there. Something happened. Was somebody being a sneak artist? Or did I see something wrong? Anyhow, I thought it showed he was in 15th. Somebody dropped out. I'll have to look back. Anyhow, top 100. Top 20. Chess Bros finishing in 17th. Those were a couple fun games to watch between Chess Bros and the Doctor. Top 30. 40. He was one of the players I was thinking of maybe checking out. Tracking Andraken. He finished 39th. That's your top 50. And let's keep going here. Top 70. 80. 90. And that's your top 100. If you want to be in the top 100, you need 58 points or more. Okay. Fun tournament as usual. Good games. All nice to see the Doctor play, even if under a new account and not castling in all of his games.